My mom just gave me an ultimatum, Shez, forcing me to go on a blind date immediately. The date is with the eldest daughter of the Shen family, a woman with a net worth in the billions, a famously cold and ruthless Ice Queen CEO. Rumor has it that not only is she completely aloof, but she also suffers from severe bipolar disorder. Her emotions are incredibly unstable. To completely sabotage this arranged marriage, I decided to just act like my true self, pretending to be a totally useless, good-for-nothing slacker. But what I don't get is,
why is she looking at me like that?
staring at me like I'm some kind of rare treasure. Her Majesty the Queen Mother called me, and immediately started blasting me. That tone of hers was so fierce I couldn't even get a word in edgewise. Lu Xinya, get your ass to the Tingyu Pavilion for this blind date right now. The other party is Shen Qingqiu, the eldest daughter of the Shen family. If you dare screw this up, freeze all your credit cards. I, Lu Xinye, am the sole legitimate heir to the top-tier wealthy Lu family. My lifelong ideal can be summed up in two simple words: laying flat. For this grand goal, I've diligently pretended for over 20 years, successfully turning myself into a lazy playboy, an uneducated, spoiled, rich kid, forcing me to go on a blind date, and with the legendary Ice Queen CEO no less, someone with ruthless tactics but emotions that could collapse at any second. Shen Qingqiu,
Isn't this?
clearly treating me like a joke. Whatever, I definitely have to ruin this. Tingyu Pavilion, a high-end private club. VIP room 3. I purposely dragged my feet, showing up half an hour late. When I pushed the door open and walked in, I was still humming some random tune. The woman sitting across from me heard the noise, and the moment she looked up, I felt the temperature in the VIP room suddenly drop a few degrees. She was wearing a perfectly tailored white suit. Her features were so exquisite you couldn't find a single flaw. So this is Shen Qingqiu. Damn, she's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that face, that figure. Too bad she has a giant iceberg, and a typical workaholic to boot. I heard she even has bipolar disorder, constantly swinging between manic and depressive episodes. Whoever marries her is cursed for 8 lifetimes. I should just make this quick. Try to get her to block me in 3 sentences. Then hurry home to continue my lavish lifestyle. I plastered a sleazy playboy smirk on my face and crossed my legs naturally without any pretense. Miss Shen, right? Sorry to keep you waiting. Traffic was a nightmare on the way here. Shen Qingqiu's hand, which was about to pick up her glass, imperceptibly stiffened. She stared intently at me, and for the first time, a hint of confusion appeared in her eyes. Waiter, bring the menu. Miss Shen, don't be polite with me,
Order whatever you want. It's my treat today.
I said generously. It's my dad's money anyway. I don't care. Hurry up and order. Once we order, we can leave quickly. This crappy chair is too. It's hurting my ass. It doesn't even compare to my chair at home. My ergonomic gaming chair is way more comfortable. Shen Qingqiu's gaze on me grew even stranger. Not only was there no disgust, but the corners of her mouth even twitched up slightly. An illusion. It must be an illusion. Mister.
Lu, you can decide.
Then I'll have a portion of your most expensive caviar, and open a bottle of 82 Lafite. The caviar at this place is so salty it's bitter, and that so-called Lafite tastes like watered-down industrial alcohol. It only fools idiots who don't know any better. If she actually nods to this, then her taste is just so-so. I'd rather go home and drink the plum wine I brewed myself. Shen Qingqiu's knuckles, gripping her water glass, turned slightly pale from the force. She looked at me, and for the first time, ripples of emotion appeared in her eyes. Get me a glass of warm water. Thanks, but I'll pass on the wine. I'm allergic to alcohol. A few seconds later, I said,
Why isn't this woman following the script?
shouldn't the normal reaction be to storm off in a huff?
Why is she still chatting?
No, I need to up the dose. Miss Shen, you're really beautiful. Be my girlfriend. I don't have any grand ambitions. It's just that my family is so poor. All we have left is some filthy money. Stick with me, and I guarantee you'll wear designer brands every day and drive supercars. That should be enough to disgust anyone, right? Oh man, I silently waited for her to throw that warm water in my face. However, Shen Qingqiu just quietly looked at me, looking at me like she was meticulously studying some rare treasure. Her phone vibrated, seemingly a work report. Her brows immediately furrowed. A clear flash of annoyance and pain appeared in her eyes. This is the warning sign of an impending bipolar episode. Great. Hurry up and lose it. Looking at this expression, there must be trouble at work. Her assistant chose this exact moment to text her. No tact whatsoever. It's definitely a problem with the quarterly report. Just call the heads of finance and sales directly. Run a cross-data comparison chart, and you can find the issue in 30 minutes. Seriously, what a bunch of idiots. Really delaying her from getting off work and going home. Shen Qingqiu suddenly picked up her phone. Her fingers tapped rapidly on the screen. A few seconds later, she put the phone down. The miraculous thing was, the annoyance and pain that had just gathered on her brows vanished in the blink of an eye. The oppressive feeling was gone. She looked at me with a probing gaze. Amidst my eager expression, her red lips curled up slightly. We can give it a try. Huh? Give it a try. Give it a try. My smile instantly froze. I felt like I just got punched in the gut. Try what the hell? Try cremating me and scattering my ashes. Is there something wrong with this woman's head? I've already shown myself to be such a useless scumbag. And she actually agreed. Does she actually like this type? A faint smile flashed in Shen Qingqi's eyes.
You didn't mishear me.
We can start dating. Try getting to know each other. My mouth hung open. I couldn't utter a single word. The script wasn't written like this. Logically, she should have chewed me out. Then the date would be a failure. And I'd go back home to continue laying flat. What the hell is this? I'm done for. I'm totally screwed this time. If my mom finds out I bagged the female CEO, she'll definitely force me to work at the company from now on. My life of laying flat, my big meals, my homemade rice wine. Is it all going to slip away from me? Shen Qingqiu looked at my pale face. She took the initiative to serve me a piece of steamed sea bass.
You don't look so good.
Eat up. I stared at the fish in my bowl. It felt like I was looking at a red-hot piece of iron. This woman is definitely sick in the head. The more useless I am, the more she cares. Could this be the legendary contrarian constitution? Shen Qingqiu looked up. She looked deeply at me, with a gaze like she was looking at an unreasonable child. I don't like caviar and red wine. I only like Chinese food.
What a coincidence. I like it too.
Especially this steamed sea bass. The heat control is perfect. The chef's skills aren't bad. Too bad, I have absolutely no appetite right now. Shen Qingqiu seemingly ignored my expression. She ate elegantly. It's just that she seemed to be holding back a laugh. Fine, next date, I'll take her to an internet cafe all night. Then, well, go eat spicy hot pot at a street stall. I don't believe a billionaire CEO like her can handle that. The meal ended. I bolted out of the club like a wild dog off its leash. I felt like I had just narrowly escaped the execution grounds. As soon as I got in the car, my mom called. Son, Shen Qingqiu is very satisfied with you. Mom, this is a misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding. Qingqiu said you're very genuine, not pretentious. Unlike those flashy cheap guys out there, I was dumbfounded.
Genuine my ass.
She doesn't have mind reading powers, does she? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. I hung up the phone, stepped on the gas, and sped off like a rocket. What I didn't know was, after I left, her assistant, Chen Jing, looked completely incredulous. Boss Shen, are you serious? You really want to date that young Master Lu? Shen Qingqiu wearily rubbed her temples. Since yesterday, her bipolar disorder had entered a manic phase. Her whole body felt like a powder keg ready to explode at any moment. Everything she looked at was an eyesore. But just now, when she heard Lu Xinye's inner sarcastic remarks, the tightly wound nerves in her head that were about to snap inexplicably relaxed. His messy, rambling thoughts were like a harmonious symphony, soothing her emotions. This was the first time in 5 years she managed to pull herself out of the abyss without relying on medication. Chen Jing, look something up for me. The most famous spicy hot pot stall in the south of the city.
Where exactly is it located?
Ha! Shen Qingqiu didn't explain. She just slightly curled her lips. An all-night internet cafe, a street stall. For the next few days, I couldn't help but feel anxious. I didn't leave the house for 3 straight days. I stayed cooped up all day brewing grape wine, trying to numb my fragile heart. I can't take this kind of life anymore. My laying flat plan has officially gone bankrupt.
What exactly does Shen Qingqiu like about me?
Does she think I pose absolutely no threat?
That the perfect tool.
My phone suddenly rang at the worst possible time. 3 big words flashed on the screen. Shen Qingqiu. My hand trembled. I almost dropped my glass of grape juice on the floor. Hello, beautiful Miss Shen. Miss me already?
Where are you at home?
I'm bored to death. How about we go out and find some fun? Come on, let's go hurt each other. I've prepared thoroughly. A dirty, chaotic street in the south of the city. A luxurious, greasy package. All right, just wait at home. I'll come pick you up. She hung up straight away. I stood there frozen, unable to snap out of it for a long time. Half an hour later, a Bentley pulled up to the door. I purposely changed into a skull t-shirt, ripped jeans, and flip-flops. I swaggered into the car. Shen Qingqiu glanced at me. Her eyes lingered on my flip-flops for exactly 0.1 seconds.
That's right.
Despise me. Hurry up and kick me out of the car.
Drive.
Nani.
Where are we going?
Didn't you already make arrangements?
How did she know? Did those 4 playboys spill the beans?
Whatever. I'll just stick to the plan.
To the night market in the south of the city. The driver's hand slipped. The steering wheel swerved. Chen Jing looked at me like I was an alien. Only Shen Qingqiu remained expressionless. The atmosphere in the car was incredibly awkward. I had to find something to talk about. Miss Shen, what keeps you busy normally? Please don't talk to me about work. Stocks, funds, futures. Just hearing the names gives me a headache. Reviewing contracts, attending meetings, occasionally dealing with a few clueless idiots. Haha, see, I knew it. She really is an incredibly boring woman. She has absolutely nothing in her life besides work. How pitiful. Shen Qingqiu pinched her fingers, suddenly stopped, and looked up straight at me. What about you? Besides laying flat, what else is there in your life? I drink, go to bars, play games. When life is good, you have to enjoy it. Whatever makes me happy, I do it. Actually, I prefer working out at home, cooking following recipes, brewing some wine, and finding some obscure indie movies to watch. Bars are too noisy. Really, I quite like watching movies too. Do you watch The Wolf of Wall Street or The Godfather? This kind of workaholic definitely only watches commercial blockbusters to learn how to exploit employees. Shen Qingqiu gently shook her head. After a moment of silence, she spoke up. Kikujiro. I was suddenly stunned. Kikujiro, that heartwarming, emotional movie. She actually watches this genre. I looked at her cold face. My heart suddenly skipped a beat. This woman doesn't seem to match the image I had of her. The South City night market. It was packed with people. I swaggered around in my flip-flops. Shen Qingqiu, wearing a high-end suit, looked like a goddess who had wandered into the mortal realm. Completely out of place, all the passers-by simultaneously stared at us, with eyes full of pity for this Beauty and the Beast pairing. That's right, just like that. Let her feel the cleansing of the public's gaze. Realize that we're not from the same world. If you can't take it, hurry up and leave. I purposely led her to the most crowded spots. Miss Shen, look how lively it is here. Let's go play that. I knew she was reaching her limit, but she just gave a slight nod. All right, she still isn't leaving. Just a little bit is fine. Fine then, today I'll show you what real grassroots entertainment looks like. I dragged her to a spicy hot pot stall. Boss, 2 bowls of spicy hot pot. Extra spicy. Miss Shen, are you used to eating this kind of food? Shen Qingqiu looked at the large pot of boiling, bright red broth, and stayed completely silent. Her assistant, Chen Jing, looked like she was about to cry. She kept winking and making faces at me, signaling me. Hurry up and say you can't take it. Hurry up and say you want to leave. An arrogant voice suddenly cut in. Well, if it isn't young Master Lu, how did you fall so low that you're eating this kind of garbage? Lin Zixian had always hated my guts. Beside him were a few lackeys looking at me with mocking expressions. The expression on Lin Zixian's face was quite a sight. Shock, but also an unconcealable jealousy. Be Boss Shen.
Why are you here?
Shen Qingqiu couldn't even be bothered to spare him a single glance. Lin Zixian had to take his anger out on me. Lu Xinye, you've got some nerve. How dare you bring Boss Shen to a place like this? How dare you bring Boss Shen to a place like this?
What are you plotting?
I like it, so what? Is it any of your business? This idiot is actually a great wingman. Hurry up and insult me some more, so Shen Qingqiu will be completely disappointed in me. Boss Shen, don't let him fool you. Has just an uneducated, useless piece of trash. Being with him is just degrading yourself. The crowd of onlookers was growing larger by the second. I was practically bursting with joy inside.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great insults. It's best if you just call me a scumbag and a piece of trash. Shen Qingqiu finally reacted. She slowly looked up. Her bone-chilling gaze fell on Lin Zixian. Are you done talking nonsense?
Boss Shen.
I'm doing this entirely for your own good. Shen Qingqiu slightly curled her lips, forming an incredibly cold smile. My personal affairs? Since when is it your turn to butt in and point fingers? Furthermore, she reached out her hand. With an incredibly natural motion, she linked her arm through mine. Whether Hei's useless or not, I know much better than you do. Besides, even if he really is useless, I still like him. The entire night market seemed to instantly hit the mute button. Lin Zixian's jaw dropped so wide you could shove an egg in it.
What did she say?
Likes me. No way. Did she misspeak? Sister, you're the cold, aloof female CEO. Your image is completely shattered. Do you know that? Shen Qingqiu seemed to sense my body stiffen. She held onto my arm and squeezed it a little tighter. Then she pulled me down to sit at the greasy table. Boss, 2 bowls of spicy noodles.
1 bowl not spicy.
Thank you, boss.
As if waking from a dream, the stall owner hurriedly turned around to cook the noodles. Lin Zixian's face turned an ugly shade of liver purple. Shen Qingqiu, you're gonna regret this. He dropped a bitter remark, then slinked away with his lackeys. I watched his pathetic retreating figure, but I didn't feel the slightest bit of satisfaction. Right now, I just want to bury my head and cry. Sister, what exactly are you trying to do? Tomorrow's front page headline is definitely going to be Iceberg CEO infatuated with trash. How can I peacefully lay flat after this? The spicy hot pot was quickly served. Taking advantage of the moment, Qingqiu picked up her chopsticks, gracefully picked up a piece of green vegetable, and chewed it slowly and carefully. Aren't you going to eat?
Eat what?
My mind is a tangled mess. This woman is terrifying. She completely defies all logic. I feel like Sun Wukong. No matter how hard I struggle, I picked up my chopsticks and absent-mindedly grabbed a few bites. The spiciness shot straight to the top of my head. A pristine white handkerchief was handed to me. It was Shen Qingqiu's. If you can't handle spicy food, then don't force yourself. I took the handkerchief and hastily wiped my mouth. My face felt burning hot. I don't know if it was from the spice or for some other reason. That night, I completely lost sleep. Shen Qingqiu's words kept echoing in my head. Even if he is useless, I still like him. Early the next morning, I went downstairs with huge dark circles under my eyes. Son, come look at this.
You made the front page.
I walked over to look and almost choked and passed out on the spot. Shocking exclusive, billionaire CEO Shen Qingqiu commits to the Liu family. Publicly defends him at night market. The accompanying photo below showed Shen Qingqiu looking like a majestic protective knight, while I looked exactly like a bullied little wife standing behind her. My vision went dark. It's over. It's all over. The useless trash image I worked so hard to build, now, in the eyes of everyone in the city, has turned into the weak little husband protected by the domineering female CEO. My phone started vibrating like crazy. It was all messages from my terrible friends, sending congratulations and gossip. I irritably tossed my phone aside. Right then, an unknown number called. Who is it? Is this young Master Liu? Im Chen Jing, Boss Shen's assistant.
Boss Shen.
Something happened. My heart suddenly tightened.
What happened?
No way. Did that bowl of spicy noodles yesterday have that much destructive power? Did it send her straight to the emergency room?
Doesn't that make me the mastermind?
No. Today, Boss Shen locked herself in her office. She refuses to see anyone. I'm worried about her. She didn't continue, but I understood. Shen Qingqiu's bipolar disorder had relapsed. This time, it's the depressive phase. Was she often like this before? Yes, but this time, it's especially severe. Young Master Liu, could you please come over? Yesterday, when Boss Shen was with you, her condition was the best it's been in years. Her condition was the best it's been in years. I fell silent. Me going, what good would that do? I'm not a psychiatrist. Besides, I can't even hide from her fast enough right now. Whether she's okay or not, what does it have to do with me? Send me the address. I hung up the phone and irritably scratched my head. Ugh. I must be out of my mind. Fine. I'll just consider it paying back the favor for that bowl of spicy noodles yesterday. Fine. I'll just consider it paying back the favor for that bowl of spicy noodles yesterday. I'll just check on her and leave. I absolutely won't stay a minute longer. Half an hour later, I showed up at Shen Qingqiu's company, below the Yuan Xing Group building. This office building is a commercial district built single-handedly by Shen Qingqiu. Chen Jing was already waiting anxiously in the lobby. Seeing me was like seeing her savior. Young Master Liu, you're finally here. She led me straight to the door of the top-floor office. Several senior managers were pacing back and forth anxiously. Seeing me, they all looked shocked. Not only were their expressions weird, but they also couldn't hide their disdain. Chen Jing pushed open the heavy office doors and gestured for me to go in. I walked inside, in front of the massive floor-to-ceiling windows. Shen Qingqiu had her back to me. She was still wearing that business suit, but her silhouette looked incredibly lonely and fragile, like a butterfly with broken wings. Hey, I'm here. Shen Qingqiu didn't turn around. I had to force myself to walk over. Your assistant said you locked yourself in your office.
What's wrong? Is the company going bankrupt?
God, this atmosphere is so suffocating.
What should I say to comfort her? I have no idea. Maybe tell her a joke. Forget it. My jokes are terrible. Better not. Shen Qingqiu still didn't react at all. I was losing my patience. Hey,
Say something.
are you mute? What is this woman playing at? Not saying a single word. Did you call me here just for decoration? Shen Qingqiu finally turned around slowly. I was instantly stunned. There was absolutely no expression on her face, but those eyes were like a bottomless black hole, filled with despair and death. My heart felt like it was violently squeezed by an invisible hand. It ached. Leave. You're not welcome here. Leave. I don't know where the anger came from, but I grabbed her wrist tightly. I came all the way out here. And you think I'm just gonna leave because you told me to?
ID lose face, you know.
Wow. Why are her hands so cold?
What a pain in the ass.
I pulled her and forced her to sit down on the sofa. Sit still and don't move. I walked over and expertly got to work. Absolutely no coffee. It just increased her anxiety. Is there any milk in the fridge? All right, I'll heat up a glass of milk for her. Very quickly, a steaming hot glass of milk was placed in front of her.
Drink it?
In Shen Qingqiu's empty eyes, a faint glimmer of light finally appeared. She didn't move. I got annoyed, picked up the glass, and brought it right to her lips. I told you to drink it. Don't you understand English? But Shen Qingqiu, as if under a spell, obediently opened her mouth and drank it all in small sips. The warm milk flowed down her throat, seemingly slowly warming up her cold, stiff body. Once she finished drinking, I slammed the glass down on the table. All right, you drank the milk, and I've paid back my debt. I'm leaving. I turned to walk away. Without the slightest hesitation, I need to get out of here. If I stay any longer, I feel like I'm going to get depressed too. This woman is seriously ruining my mood for laying flat and enjoying life. I walked to the door, and just as my hand touched the doorknob, a clear voice came from behind me, carrying a slight tremble. Don't go. My footsteps suddenly halted. I didn't turn around. What the hell? Is she really clinging to me now? Am not your personal emotional dumping ground. Stay. Shen Qingqi's voice was still very soft, but a bit clearer than before. Stay with me for a while. I clicked my tongue in annoyance. Based on what? Are you paying my salary? I hate this kind of clingy nonsense the most. With this time, I'd rather go home and play a few more rounds of games, even though that's what I was thinking. My feet felt rooted to the spot, unable to move. Soft footsteps approached from behind, and then I felt the hem of my shirt being gently tugged, but I didn't move. Stay here.
1 hour.
Stay here with me for 1 hour. The plot of land in the west of the city owned by Yuan Xing Group. Give it to you. I whipped my head around. That plot of land in the city. That's the hottest piece of real estate in the entire city right now. The most prime location, and now she's saying Shell just give it to me.
What a spendthrift woman.
Such a massive piece of land, and Shez just giving it away like it's nothing. Do you think your family runs a bank? Oh right, her family actually does own a bank. This woman is truly insane. She stared at me. Her eyes filled with a cautious anticipation. Like a small animal terrified of being abandoned by its owner. The impatience in my heart instantly vanished. Who wants your crappy piece of land? I turned around and sat back down on the sofa.
Exactly 1 hour.
Not a minute more. Shen Qingqi's eyes immediately lit up, like fireworks suddenly blooming in the dark night. She sat down on the single sofa next to me and just quietly watched me. The atmosphere became awkward again. Her staring was making me uncomfortable all over.
What are you looking at?
Haven't you ever seen a handsome guy before? Making me feel like a monkey in a zoo. I took my phone out of my pocket and started scrolling through short videos. Ha ha ha! This dog is so stupid! This filter is ridiculous. I'm dying. I completely ignored Shen Qingqiu beside me. The corners of her mouth also curled up slightly, following mine. She just sat there quietly, her gaze becoming increasingly gentle. That suffocating atmosphere in the office had vanished without a trace before I even realized it. An hour passed very quickly. My phone alarm rang. I immediately stood up. Time's up. I'm out.
Thank God.
I'm finally free. But she really did look pitiful earlier. The next day, I was woken up by my dad's roaring.
Lu Xinye, you little brat.
Get your ass down here right now. I groggily went downstairs.
When did you get your hands on that plot of land in the city center?
I froze. She actually gave it to me.
What exactly does that Shen Qingqiu girl see in you?
I've seen people gift cars and houses, but gifting prime real estate, that's a first. I want to know too. This has become the biggest mystery in our circle. Nobody can figure it out. Some people are even speculating that I'm holding some kind of blackmail over Shen Qingqiu. To that, I just want to roll my eyes in disgust. I wish I did, but I don't even have her phone number memorized. The matter with the land in the West completely changed my dad's view of me. He even started probing me, asking if I wanted to intern at the company to get some experience. I was so scared, I frantically waved my hands. Is this some kind of sick joke? Working at the company. That's a fate worse than death. That day I was at home, focused on mixing my newly brewed peach blossom wine. Shen Qingqiu called again. My hand trembled again. Why is this woman calling me again? Didn't we agree it was a one-time favor? I resigned myself to my fate and picked up the phone.
What is it now?
There is a charity gala tonight. Come with me. From the other end of the line, her voice carried an undeniable tone of command.
I'm not going.
Those places are boring as hell. Just a bunch of fake people wearing masks, kissing each other's asses. I'd rather stay home and drink. It's way more comfortable. Plus, I'd have to wear one of those stiff suits. So tight, I can't even breathe. Lin Zixian will be there too. I was instantly on high alert. What's that idiot going for? He definitely wants to find a chance to mess with me and show off in front of her while he's at it. What does him going to have to do with me? Has been pursuing me like crazy lately. This idiot really doesn't know when to quit. A toad lusting after swan meat, even though this swan has a few screws loose in her head. But Shez still not someone a toad like him can just touch. Give me the time and address. From the other end of the line, the corners of Shen Qingqi's mouth curled into a victorious smile. That night, I put on a suit. Looking thoroughly annoyed, I showed up at the gala. Shen Qingqiu had been waiting at the door for a while. Today, she was wearing a backless black evening gown. Noble, aloof, and incredibly sexy. She naturally walked over and linked her arm with mine. You're here? Obviously.
Let me get this straight.
I'm just here as a meat shield. Once the party's over, we're even. Why is this girl dressed so beautifully today? Her back is so pale. Don't look. Shen Qingqi's body seemed to stiffen slightly, and a highly suspicious blush crept up the tips of her ears. That annoying Lin Zixian walked over holding a glass of wine. His eyes instantly turned bloodshot. Lu Xinye, a piece of trash like you.
What right do you have to stand next to Boss Shen?
Talking to this idiot is a complete waste of breath.
Boss Shen, why can't you see his true colors?
Right then, a major figure in the business world, Chairman Wang, walked over. Qingqiu, Who is this? Before Shen Qingchu could even open her mouth, Lin Zixian hurriedly spoke up. Chairman Wang, his name is Lu Xinye, Hez the infamous spoiled brat of the Lu family. Chairman Wang's eyes flashed with a hint of disdain. Another old man who likes to judge a book by its cover.
Hello, Chairman Wang.
Lu Xinye. They all say I'm a piece of trash. But honestly, I think being trash is pretty great. Eating and drinking every day. Not having to use my brain. It's so relaxing. Chairman Wang frowned. Lin Zixian looked visibly smug. I looked at them, secretly calculating in my head. This Chairman Wang, that batch of Huangshao Yuzi wine in the lounge, must be his prized possession. It's a shame that wine wasn't stored properly and has already started to go bad. Give it another 3 months, and it'll be completely ruined. However, Shen Qingchu, who was holding my arm, suddenly spoke up. Chairman Wang, I heard you recently acquired a bottle of Huangziyu wine. Chairman Wang was slightly taken aback, then burst into loud laughter. Ha ha ha, Qingchu, your information network is truly fast. That's right. It is indeed my treasure. Shen Qingchu gave a slight nod, turned her head to look at me, with a sly glint in her eyes. This young Master Lu beside me, although he doesn't care much for other things, he actually has quite a bit of expertise when it comes to wine.
Xinyai, didn't you just say?
That you had some unique insights regarding Chairman Wang's wine. Why don't you share them with Chairman Wang?
When did I ever say I had insights?
I was clearly just thinking that in my head. I whipped my head around to look at Shen Qingqiu. She was looking back at me with an innocent expression. She can hear my inner thoughts. The entire world went silent in that moment. I stared wide-eyed at Shen Qingqiu. She can hear them. She can actually hear them. She's been able to hear them from the very beginning. No wonder I kept wondering what was going on. I acted so passionately. And not only did she not hate it, she actually got more and more interested. Turns out She's been watching my inner monologue this whole time. She's been treating me like a monkey. My face turned blue, then white. Cold sweat beaded on my forehead. She even gave me a gentle wink. That wink, in my eyes, was practically a signal from the devil. Young Master Lu has an opinion on my wine. Please, don't hesitate to share. Lin Zixian let out a disdainful sneer. What would a spoiled brat like him know about wine? My mind is a complete mess right now.
What do I say? Tell them I can predict the future.
Wouldn't they just think him crazy?
Shen Qingqiu gently nudged me with her elbow. Don't touch me.
Just tell the truth.
My whole body suddenly shivered. This is not an illusion.
You
can talk to me without even opening your mouth.
Yeah.
Hurry up. President Wang is still waiting. Don't embarrass me. My crazy rants during the blind dates. My teasing schemes at the night market. My constant whining in the office. She knew it all. She knew everything. Every single thing.
Idiot.
I'm done for. This isn't just an AQ mental victory anymore. It's a straight-up on-the-spot cremation. My face turned from pale to green. Cold sweat beaded on my forehead. I took a deep breath, trying my best to calm down. President Wang, your bottle of Imperial Jade Yellow wine. Is it stored in your study? Inside that red sandalwood wine cabinet, President Wang's expression completely changed. The disdain on his face instantly vanished without a trace, replaced by shock and absolute seriousness.
You. Go on.
Yellow wine has a mild nature, and its biggest taboo is sudden temperature changes. If you were to drink your bottle right now, the initial aroma would still be fine, but the aftertaste would definitely carry a faint, hard-to-detect sourness. Damn it, I'm going all in. Just treat me like a fortune teller. If you keep storing it like this for another 3 months, the wine will be completely ruined. By then, it'll literally just be a bottle of vinegar. President Wang stared at me intently, cold sweat also forming on his forehead. He suddenly slapped his thigh. Someone, go fetch my wine immediately, and invite Master Li over. Master Li was the top wine-tasting expert in the country. Very quickly, the wine was brought over. Master Li was also invited to the scene, under everyone's watchful eyes. Master Li opened the bottle, poured the wine, smelled the aroma, and took a sip. Throughout the whole process, everyone held their breath, not daring to make a sound. A few dozen seconds later, Master Li slowly set the wine glass down, turned to President Wang with a solemn face, and said, President Wang, what this young man said is absolutely spot on.
Ha.
Haha.
The crowd instantly erupted in an uproar. Everyone looked at me like I was some kind of monster. While I slowly turned my head, looking at the mastermind beside me, Shen Qingqiu was looking up at me, and in those beautiful eyes of hers, sparkled a strange light I had never seen before. So, playing the hero doesn't feel too bad, does it? Not bad, my ass? Shen Qingqiu, just you wait. For the second half of the banquet, I completely became the center of attention. President Wang even gripped my hands tightly. Moved to tears, he insisted on dragging me into becoming sworn brothers. Shen Qingqiu, like a true hostess, gracefully helped me block out all the unnecessary annoyances. The bald guy on the left is in real estate. He wants all your info, just ignore him. The fat guy on the right is her sworn enemy. You can talk to him about eating, drinking, and having fun. He loves that stuff. Don't frown. Just smile. You look much better smiling than crying. I felt like a marionette, while Shen Qingqiu was the one pulling all the strings from behind. I barely endured until the banquet ended. Sitting in her Bentley, I finally couldn't hold it in anymore and exploded. Shen Qingqiu, what exactly are you trying to do? Shen Qingqiu looked at me with a gloating expression. Is if she were admiring a kitten with its fur puffed up. I don't want to do anything. I just find you quite interesting like this. I was so mad I almost coughed up blood on the spot. Interesting. You're playing me like a monkey.
How very interesting.
I'm not playing you. Shen Qingqiu's expression was dead serious. I just like listening to your inner thoughts. Compared to those dry, boring financial reports, it's 10,000 times more interesting. So all my cunning blind date schemes, you knew about all of them.
Yeah.
Especially the part where you wanted to take me to an internet cafe all night. That was pretty creative. My vision went dark. I felt like ID just taken a massive critical hit. You're invading my privacy.
That's illegal?
Go ahead and sue me. Let's see if the judge believes you. Utterly defeated, I completely gave up resisting, slumping into the seat like a puddle of mud. So what do you actually want? To keep the telepathy going and listen to me whine every day just for your own amusement.
Lu Xinye.
Have you ever thought about what your inner voice means to me? I froze.
What does it mean?
Free comedy.
I have bipolar disorder. When I'm manic, I want to destroy the world. When I'm depressed, I just want to jump from here. She pointed at the high-rise buildings outside the window. My heart skipped a beat. But ever since I met you and heard your inner thoughts, everything changed. When I'm irritated, hearing you complain miraculously calms my emotions. When I'm in despair, hearing you ramble about good food, fine wine, and movies makes me feel like this world isn't so bad after all. She slowly reached out her hand and gently placed it on the back of mine. Lu Xinye, your inner voice is my medicine. It's the only cure that can heal me in this cold world. My brain completely short-circuited, looking into her earnest eyes. For the first time, I truly felt my heart go into freefall. She means it. My inner thoughts are actually her medicine. The car was dead silent. She looked like a prisoner awaiting her verdict. I stared at her, dumbfounded. Medicine? You're giving me way too much credit. I'm not some miracle drug. If I were a medicine, the side effect would probably be making people lazy. Hearing my thoughts, her tense shoulders relaxed. She let out a sigh of relief. Even if it's a medicine with side effects,
I'll take it.
Lu Xinye, stop pretending. For the rest of your life, you can only stay by my side and be my exclusive side effect. My face flushed bright red. My heart was pounding like crazy. This is straight out of a domineering CEO novel. Help. I, a veteran slacker, am actually being flirted with this hard. This isn't right at all. It's completely unscientific. Then you have to pay me a salary. A specific medicine like me is very expensive. I choked on my words. Making one last desperate struggle, she chuckled softly. Leaning forward, her warm breath brushed against my ear. I'll give you everything I have. Is that enough? After that night, my life completely changed. Shen Qingqiu actually started learning from me and gradually became a slacker. A month later, at a small courtyard in the south of the city, I was sitting comfortably in a rocking chair. The once decisive Shen Qingqiu was now sitting on a small stool, completely abandoning her image, clumsily peeling a pomegranate.
Lu Xinye, what were you just thinking about?
I was thinking, if a gentle breeze blew by right now, sweeping peach blossoms into the wine jug, then shouldn't the name of this wine be called Breeze Around the Peach Branch? Or just call it Drunken Qingqiu? Ugh, that second name is a bit too cheesy. No way. No way. Her hands, which were peeling the pomegranate, paused. Drunken Qingqiu sounds nice. I don't think it's cheesy at all. My face flushed red again. This is so annoying. How am I supposed to survive a life with zero privacy like this? You know exactly what I'm thinking. How am I supposed to secretly talk bad about you in the future? You can talk bad about me, to my face. She pushed a bowl full of peeled pomegranate seeds in front of me, and naturally rested her head on my lap. I gently set down my woven fan and stroked her hair. Actually, this isn't so bad. I used to think lying flat was a one-person job, but now I see that two people lying flat together doubles the bond, even if the world collapses tomorrow. As long as we're in this small courtyard, listening to the wind, smelling the wine, and looking at you beside me, it feels like everything is enough. Shen Qingqiu closed her eyes, letting out a satisfied hum. Do you like it? My world used to be dead silent. Every sound felt like piercing, deafening noise, but now the heartbeat in your chest, the complaints in your heart, and the quirky thoughts in your head have become the warm fireworks that light up my world.
Lu Xinye, thank you so much
for letting me step into what you call your ruins. And thank you for reaching out and pulling me out of my barren desert. The sunset glow descended, stretching out our silhouettes as we leaned against each other. How does this place look like ruins? It's clearly a paradise that anyone would envy, isn't it? But honestly, Shen Qingqiu, if you peel another pomegranate and feed it to me, I promise you. I will absolutely never go on strike in this lifetime. I'll obediently be your exclusive specific medicine. Shen Qingchu slowly opened her eyes. At this moment, her eyes seemed to hold a brilliant galaxy. Right after, without any warning, she propped herself up and pressed a kiss to my lips, carrying the sweet scent of fruit. Deal. Her voice echoed directly in the depths of my mind. That was undoubtedly the melody that makes one's heart flutter the most this spring.